All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Radash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all Yoakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Kwara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson, something I was just thinking about, and Lord willing, it do be edifying. And I was just thinking about the prophecy. The prophecy, I get it here in a few, but in Jeremiah 30 and verse 7, also Yahweh Shai said it as well, how that it's going to be a time in the end of the world. And it's going to be a time like never before, a time like never before. And to show you how bad it's got to be, Yahweh Shai himself had to prophesy about that. He had to reiterate that, And the thing is that seeing all the horrific events, the catastrophic events, the things that took place in times past, even the things that took place in our current age, like the Hurricane Katrina type events, and many more, all things in the past, like the transatlantic slave trade, 1492, or even all the way back to the flood, and you got to consider how much death the Lord brought before, fear he put in the world before. And for it to say that we coming into a time that the world have never seen, what will that look like? If we had events like the 1492 transatlantic slave trade, what a time like never before gonna look like? What the Lord about to do to the people in this world, man? What is he about to show these people that they never seen before? And what's so cold is that a lot of people have become, the fear of the Lord have become watered down in this current age we're living in, meaning that nobody really feared a higher power like that, especially the Heavenly Father Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So when the Lord do send the judgments that we been seeing, like earthquakes, in diverse places, hurricanes, just random shootings, diseases, people don't really fear that no more because they used to it. You see, that don't shake people up no more. That's just another contraction. They used to, the judgments we've been seeing, a pit bull, attacking a child. Yeah, we've been seeing all that stuff before. A theme park, somebody at the theme park in a ride break and they die, fall off. We've seen stuff like that before. But what will it look like in the times that we are in for the Lord to strike more fear into these people? Because if they already in a way desensitized to the horrific things that's happening, the Lord gonna have to take it and step it up a notch to really strike fear into these people. And that's what I was thinking. Let me get Jeremiah 30 real quick. I don't want to just ramble. Let's get a precept real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 in verse 7. But the point is, prepare to see things that never happened before. Prepare to see it. This Jeremiah chapter 30 and 7, it says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. See, it ain't just one day. No, it's a time period. From the first day, all hell break loose. See? So like you got these trucks passing. From the first day, all hell break loose and people running in the streets, stealing stuff out of stores and shooting and robbing and killing. When that first day start, until the day Yahweh Shai come, that's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble. You see? That's going to be the time period of chaos in the earth. And things going to be happening that people have never seen. It's going to be things the Lord going to have happen that's not in movies. You ain't see it in person, and you ain't even see it in a movie yet. Because you got to remember, it's prophecies that's written that the Lord don't have to let us know what's about to happen. Remember, we prophesying in part, we knowing in part. We know Leviathan go pop out. But what else? That ain't written up in there. For example, remember the Apostle John, he had many different visions on the Isle of Patmos. And, specific chapter in Revelation 10, he's seen a chariot come down and the angel was talking to him. And the angel told him, look, don't write this down. I don't want you to write this down. The Lord said, don't write this down. Keep it to yourself. So the thing is, what did he see pertaining to the end times that he didn't write down? So see, there's a lot about to happen. It's a lot that's about to happen in this world that we haven't witnessed in person. You ain't see it on TV, and you ain't read this in prophecy yet. See, the Lord, man, the Lord really gonna show us the action-packed scenes that's supposed to be at the end of the movies. You see? But let's read this again. Jeremiah 30:7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Let me get one more. Let's get your Hawashai prophecy about it. Because Jeremiah said there's none like it. Ain't no time gonna be like the time we coming in now. It's Jeremiah Salaki. This Mark chapter 13. It's Mark 13. Salaki, I'm getting a phone call. I'm still rolling. All right, Mark 13. And I'm going to start at 19. This is Hawashai. He says, for in those days shall be affliction. You see, let's see what that means. Affliction. It says something that causes pain or suffering, disorder, right? Disorder. So Yahushua says, Mark 13:19, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created until this time. Think about what the Lord is saying. One more time. And what's affliction again? Disorder. Things that cause pain, suffering. Mark 13:19, it says, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created until this time, neither shall be. So it's going to be so bad, Yahushua even had to reiterate this prophecy, that the times that we are in at the end of the world is going to be so bad, since the world was created literally as he said. So include the flood in that. We have to include the flood in that, when the Lord killed everybody in the world except 8 people. And in that event, he killed all children in the world, because it was only adults in the ark. It was only adults in the ark. Yahushua said, this time we ain't going to be like nothing the world have seen since the creation. Include the flood in that. What are we about to see? Really think of what is the Lord about to show the world? Because remember, he got to reintroduce himself. You feel me? The Lord got to reintroduce himself, because I'm going to make this point and we can move on. Now, the known world once feared the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And I'm thinking about when he showed his power the first time coming out of Egypt. When he sent those plagues and brought us out of Egypt, all other people knew what was up after that. They feared our power. And what proved that is Rahab the harlot. She was in Jericho, and I mind you, this is pre-cell phones. This is pre-notifications. She didn't get an Amber Alert, but they all heard about what the Lord did, and everybody feared. Miles away, everybody feared because of the power the Lord showed. Now, that lasted for a minute, but think about it. Years went on, centuries went on, ages passed, and now we're in the age again to where nobody feared the Heavenly Father Yahweh like that. Nobody feared Yahushua like that. So what the Lord about to do this time, because think about it. If he had to show 10 plagues last time to bring us out of Egypt, and people feared for a time, what is he about to show us this time, to where after he do this, people gonna fear him and Yahushua forever? Think about that. If he did what he did in Egypt and people feared him for a minute, what is the Lord about to do and show the world that's going to allow people to fear him and Yahushua forever after this? Forever after this, because fear ain't going to go after this. Come on, man, what the Lord about to do? You see? Let's read this. It says, Mark 13:19 again. For in those days shall be affliction such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created unto this time, neither shall be, and except those days shall be shortened. It's going to be so bad, the Lord got to shorten the time. It says, because if not, it says, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, he have shortened days. So that's how bad it's about to get. And I mind you, the prophets of old, they didn't give every detail on what we about to witness. Yeah, they may have talked about some things, troops coming in. Yeah, they may have talked about, like in Isaiah, women go get raped, and in Second Esdras, houses go get ran into, and people gonna steal, and friends gonna kill each other. Yeah, we know those things, but what don't we know? Like, we don't have every detail, and that's why it's exciting, man. So, for example, and I was thinking about this too, even the usual things, not as far as just plagues, but usual things, how society go. For example, like with this government shutdown, it's another thing I was thinking. Not just plagues gonna be different, but life about to change. Time's about to get different. Now, the government shutdown, they always do this pretty much every year. And right before, the deadline or whatever, it really get bad, they'll find a solution. They'll make a deal, and then everything go back to normal. What I was considering is that, no, we in new times. What if the Lord don't let this go back to normal from here on out? What if the Lord don't let them strike a deal, right? And the government open back up? What if this continue? And then we gonna see things that Americans didn't expect to happen. New things. You know why? Because they so used to things passing and life going back to normal. What if a new thing happened to where it ain't this time? And the Lord have the government really starve people out for months. What's going to happen? See, everything ain't about to be sure no more, as if what's about to happen because it happened in time past. When people hear about earthquakes, it's been earthquakes. Yeah, okay. It's been hurricanes. It's been famines. But now when it's time, the Lord will turn these things up another notch, man. We in a time like never before, meaning we can't be too sure as if we know what's about to happen. Because if a time like never before, the Lord can switch it up a bit. And it's going to be one of these days to where it's going to have to trigger new events, man. The point is, we ain't just going to be going every day like we is forever, going to work, and then you in traffic going home. You get home, you with your family, you eat, and the next day go to work. It's not about to be the same shit. It can't be. According to prophecy, time's about to change. Let me get this real quick. Because, a lot of times, brothers will say, I'm speaking as a man, but some things, kind of give examples on the events that could take place in Jacob's trouble, right? And we'll just be speaking as a man or speaking in the spirit, not knowing what the things that we thinking or scenarios that we may be given in Jacob's trouble that could happen. We may think we speaking as a man, but the Lord may have us actually prophesying and giving literal things that's going to happen in Jacob's trouble. You can't say it's far-fetched. Let's get this real quick in Isaiah. Real quick, this is Isaiah chapter 40. This is Isaiah. I'm going to start at 6. This is Isaiah chapter 48 and verse. Let me get this real quick. I'm going to start at 5. This is Isaiah 48 and 5. We're going to read the NLT. It says, that is why, this the Lord speaking, that is why I told you what would happen. I told you beforehand what I was going to do. And then you could never say my idols did it. My wooden image and metal God commanded it to happen. So the Lord is saying, look, telling Israel, that's why I send my prophets out. So when things happen, you know who did it. I put my name on it, so you can never say, oh, Jesus did it, right? Oh, Buddha did it, Allah did it, or whatever idol. You know it's the Lord that did it. Now let's read on. This is the point I want. Verse 6, it says, and you have heard my predictions and seen them fulfilled, but you refuse to admit it. Now, check this out. Now I will tell you new things, secrets you have not yet heard. And that's the times we coming in. Think about Noah. Noah was telling people things that was to come that have not yet happened. It ain't never happened. New things for his time. With water coming from the sky, that was a new thing. We out here telling people new things. You see? Hey, remember, the Lord gonna send spirits out. He gonna send demons down, apparitions that's gonna come. You may have statues of animals you know, like the gargoyle statues, you know, and they might turn from a statue to being a fucking real gargoyle and flying around. We're in those times where new shit about to happen. You got a lion statue, you know, in front of your house. You know, a lion statue, and it become real and attack the owner. See, we're in times that random wild shit, sci-fi type shit gonna happen, man. And we can't put it past us or say that's far-fetched, because what does new times and things that never happened to the Heavenly Father, what that look like? Come on, man. What that look like? Because we seen far out things from we heard about things from the past and seeing far out things now. What new shit from the Lord is going to look like? Things that's going to blow people's mind and put fear in the people. Right? Right. Let's read this again. So the Lord about to do new things. Look, the MOTB, that's a new prophecy. The RFID C-Hub, that's a new prophecy. The only prophet that wrote about that was the Apostle John. John the Revelator, as they call him. Yahushua best friend. He the only one wrote about that. No other prophet in the Bible wrote about that or spoke about that prophecy until the prophets rose in Babylon and Great and expounded on it, because it's happening in our time. But see, no other prophet could tell us how exactly it's going to play out when they get mandated. No, we have to watch and see. The Lord about to do new things, man. The troops, look, Trump sending troops in. What's about to happen here in America? It's about to be a new time for America. All that the fake, you know, protection behind the Constitution and I got rights. The America about to show y'all we in new times. None of that's about to matter no more, man. Right? So it says, Isaiah 48:7, they are brand new. Not things, I'm going to read 46 again. Isaiah 48:6 NLT. You have heard my predictions and seen them fulfilled, but you refuse to admit it. Now I will tell you new things, secrets you have not heard. And it says, they are brand new, not new things from the past. See? So a lot of things about to happen that we saying is going to be brand new. That's why it's going to seem so far-fetched. It says, so you cannot say we knew them all the time. Just like people say today, oh, that's been happening. Oh, people been saying we're in Bible times. Oh, people been saying we're at the end of the world. People been saying the Lord gonna come back. Right. Right, because they've been heard stuff like that. They've been seeing these regular events occurring year after year. But now the Lord about to switch it up and do new things in the earth, because they got so comfortable and settled. So it says, yes, it says they are brand new, not things from the past. So you cannot say we knew them. We knew that all the time. Well, we already knew about that. And it says, yes, I will tell you things that are entirely new, things you never heard of. For I know so well what traitors you are. You have been rebels from birth. So we're in a time that new things are about to happen. And that's what the prophets are speaking about. We literally living in a time like never before. And I was thinking, like, man, I'm living in a time that's about to be like the world have never seen. What is that about to look like? And I was really pondering on it. Like, man, what is that about to look like? And we ain't talking about random shit like a person could think. Well, what if, like, I just have fire falling from the sky and, you know, well, that's going to happen. But I'm giving the mindset of a nigga just trying to think of random shit he could do on the earth. We talking about the mind of the Lord. And the thing is, we don't know how far that can go, how deep that is. So what is new to the Lord? Come on, man. What is far out to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh? It ain't, because whatever it is, it ain't that the same to us. But let's end it on this. This is Sirach 36. And it's literally going into an end time prophecy, our time in Sirach 36. But Sirach 36:1. Check this out, and we can end it. It says, have mercy upon us, O Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. And it says, and God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all nations that seek not after thee. And that's what we ask the Lord, man, show these people who you are. These Americans, these heathens don't respect you, even two-thirds of our own people, Lord. They don't respect you. Show them who you are. And it says, verse 3, Sirach 36:3, it says, and lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. As As thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And we get to the point, it says, and let them know thee as we have known thee. See, we know what our power is capable of. The world don't know about the power of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. The world forgot about that power. But so we asking the Lord, show them that ancient Allah your power, that terrible demon-like power as we know. It says, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O Most High. And it's the point. And show new signs. So as the Heavenly Father make known himself again in the earth and strike fear into these people, he gonna do it by way of new signs. Things that people ain't see or heard before, man. It says, and show new signs and make other strange wonders. So when in time the Lord about to do new things in the earth, more strange wonders that we haven't seen yet. It says, and glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. So we definitely in that time, man. The Lord about to show us new things. Hey, what I'm in it right there, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Shon Chak, with that, shalom.